Oh, there it is. I'm like, where's the Twitch chat? I can only see the YouTube one. Okay. Hope I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good. Apparently I'll be doing really good today because the one I don't know if this is for Historic Brawl, actually. I don't know. Is this Historic Brawl? And not just normal Historic? No, it's not. Oh, it says it right there. Okay. Is this Historic Brawl? Are any of these Historic Brawl? Necropotence? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Crop rotation is actually a bit odd to me. That's a bit of a strange banning. It looks like that's only in normal Historic, though. I wouldn't ban crop rotation in Historic Brawl. Okay, those bans were not in Historic Brawl, so to answer your question, we are not doing well. Might have for a second there, now we're not. Mainly because of a Johnny. I thought a Johnny was gone. Man. That would have been actually insane that the one commander I think probably shouldn't be in the format actually got banned. Like the sole single commander I think shouldn't be in the format. I got excited. Those bans are weird. Those bans are weird. How many mythics did I get? I got 3 from that. I owned an Ajani. I don't know what else I owned. Crop rotation. Necropotence. Yeah, I actually owned quite a few of them. And I got wild cards for a format I don't play. So, oh, maybe we are doing good. Ooh. Or maybe not. I don't know. Well, I hope you're doing good. Oh, I didn't want to get rid of Null Drifter. Probably no Thassa. I can't really... Is this an... It is an Eldrazi Elemental. Okay. What does Burgee do? I don't think Burgee really does anything. I guess Herbrast deals damage. It just doesn't seem like Burgee does anything. Maybe this is a deck that can play the backside of Burgi instead? Yeah. The backside has value. I don't think Zorn is good. I've talked about Zorn in a lot of treasure-based decks. I don't like Zorn at all. I don't know if I want to play treasure cards. With that being said, I could. I'm gonna run engine. Oops, that's not how you spell that. It's not how you spell it. From me home I started. Left the girls the two were nearly broken hearted. Saluted father dear, kiss me darling mother. Drink a pint of beer, me grief and tears a smother. And off the red black iron. You can't reanimate elementals and get the trigger. You have to cast them. And leave where I was born. Ujin's Labyrinth? Maybe? One would argue it's free. To just, like, for some reason, it is just an untapped waste that does more. It doesn't even enter tapped or anything. For those, like, 2 games where it actually happens. I could run another giant stupid thing. It's 7 or higher? Ujin is a card it draws. I have a lot of colorless in here. A conjure elemental. Oop. Maybe? I don't know. There's this thing. Oh, it says it's a shapeshifter, but it doesn't have changeling. That's annoying. Caldara Breaker? Can I play this? Mountains. I don't think you can play it normally. You probably have to cheat it. What about this? When it enters, make a lightning bolt. It gets storm. Okay, but whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, draw a card. Well, I mean, you know, that ability is very good in this deck, but it costs 6 mana. And is also not an elemental. Chromatic? What? Oh, Ori. Do I own that? I don't own that. I could craft it, I guess. I'm not really interested in color fixing at all. If that is a crucial thing you have to do, that means you need a bunch of this effect, and I don't want to do that. Like, if I'm getting color screwed, I have to change the deck. I wouldn't fix it with putting in mana fixing cards. That one also just doesn't really... No. This isn't quite a Joda deck. Oh, right, elementals. Which, honestly, I should almost look exclusively at the red cards. This deals 2 damage to something, on average. Oh, it's permanents, not lands. Ugh. I mean, it's still kind of the same logic. Yeah, well, it's only creatures. I don't think I'm trying to... Four or greater. 4 or greater. This could trigger. It can trigger off of Fury as well. It gives me more of a reason to also play Subtlety. Lightning Serpent can give me something to do with a ton of red mana. Is it like the Banefire I've always wanted? The problem is you cast... Well, it's not a problem, but you cast it and then you lose access to the Rite of Flame it creates. You can't use that Rite of Flame to make this larger. It's still interesting. And isn't a mythic. Someone brought up Cavalier in my YouTube comments. It's kind of okay, I guess. The effect on it's okay. Each opponent planeswalker resembles lands in your graveyard. It's okay. I don't really get anything on its death. Giving everything haste is kind of interesting, but not really. Not really. I mostly like it just for the looting. This deck doesn't play like 5 creatures and try to Crater Hoof swing. Yeah, I can think about it. Oh, you don't get to draw it? We could think about treasure cards, I suppose. Whenever an opponent casts a spell. Sure, why not? It's an elemental that I don't hate. How come it's not here? Oh, there it is. Must have just not noticed it. 2/2 flying haste. What does this do? Cast it, sack it. My nose. I could run the other search for an artifact card, and then, like, once you... If I can consistently get, like, what is it? Endstone in play, everything I do just starts drawing. Which feels... It feels like the version of Thousand Year Storm that makes sense here. Alright, I'm gonna try Cavalier. I'm not super excited about it, but it's okay. There's like a 3-mana version, but the 3-mana version is not an elemental, so... I could run less islands, at least. And... Okay. Probably run even less islands than that, if I want. I could run more mana rocks, somehow. I really don't want to take out Cloudkin Seer or this. Actually, I could take this out. It's not that crazy. If the average thing to copy is a Rite of Flame, it doesn't feel that great. But it sort of means it shows up with 2 Rite of Flames instead of 1. Kind of? It only copies it. Alchemy's weird. Sometimes it makes a duplicate, but sometimes it doesn't. Like, this copy just doesn't go to your graveyard and stay there. So it's like half of a Rite of Flame. But something like Pock keeps the duplicate copied lands in the graveyard. Alright, it's blue. Exile the top cards. What are they called? Impulse cards? So like Impulse. I don't feel too great about getting rid of these 3 cantrips, though. I could abandon Wash Away. I think I'm going to do that. I could take out these, like, burn spells, too. So I don't necessarily need to make treasure tokens. I could just exile the top cards and cast them, because I just generate the mana outside of treasures with Rite of Flames. So, exile may play. That, not Ragavan. This one, that one. What does this one do? Where's the one? The MH3 one. Oh, it costs 3 mana, doesn't it? Yeah. 3 cards. You may play them this turn. Oh yeah, this technically does it too, and it's also an elemental, but it has to die. It has to die. Which, yeah, it's not really a big deal, honestly. It's not too big of a deal. I can't sacrifice it, though. Arm Scavenger, does that help? No. Most of the equipment don't really matter. It's instant sorcery, should have done that. Foist. Where's the one where you target your opponent? Exile top 2 cards. You do it on your opponent's turn. Yeah, this one, Prisoners. Top 3 of your opponent's library. Okay, actually, I don't know why I even wanted that. That doesn't make sense. I don't think anyone's playing. I don't think I'm going to be stealing elementals. I think that's part of the formula. There's actually not a lot of impulse draw. I thought there was more. What does Virtue do? Whenever sort... Oh, right. It does work with Urabrask, I guess. To be fair. I could put the Steamkin artist... Steamkin... whatever it's called... back. I don't think it's in here still. Ashling? You don't like Ashling? But Steamkin. Oh, it's still in here. Don't listen to me. It's never a good idea. Don't you listen to me. I want 2-ish more giant stupid cards that I could Rite of Flame spam. So I could take out the cantrips. I could take out Strangle as well. Yeah, it was in here yesterday too. Man, I'm so convinced Cavalier's not going to do anything. I'm so convinced. But it's too late. I've crafted it. I am open to the idea of being wrong. A red storm card that exiles your cards for 3 mana. Galvanic Relay? No. I don't like Galvanic Relay. It's okay, I guess. But I don't like it. Especially if I, like, dump all of my Rite of Flames just to Galvanic Relay for, like, 5. And then I have no Rite of Flames next turn for all these cards because I just dumped them all. If I do add another giant thing, what would it even be? It'd have to be either red or colorless. Bedlam Reveler? I could probably play a Bedlam Reveler, right? Right? It feels like it's only drawing when I've done something crazy and not before. Can I get to 10 mana for Mindslaver? Maybe? It is an artifact as well. Ideally what I want is an artifact for Fabricate. Mindslaver's okay. I feel like if I'm stealing my opponent's turn, I don't know, what's a reasonable turn to explode? 5 to 7. It's not that great. If I'm stealing their like turn 10, it feels kind of nice, but you know, it's turn 10. It's turn 10. Ox? What ox? Oh, Niv Mizzet? Oh, why are you triple blue? Whenever you cast a spell, draw. It's like perfect. It just has 3 blue in it. Oh, it's kind of like the, again, it's like the kind of 1,000-Year Storm I want. It's Niv Mizzet, but it's triple blue, which to be fair is not impossible, but I don't know. I feel like we're here to do it. Agonis? Why do I not know what you're talking about? Oh, Ox of Agonis. Yeah, the other Bedlam Reveler. Ox. I think this sees play in whatever that Burning Inquiry deck is. If I can reasonably escape it, because I can't, it's the same reason I don't want to play Treasure Cruise. I can't eat my own Rite of Flames. So they're just off limits. So it could be kind of hard to escape this. But it is a upfront, cheaper version of Bedlam Reveler. But again, Bedlam Reveler's cast after I've cast a bunch of Rite of Flames, just like this would be. So they're kind of the same, except this, on average, might just simply cost 3 more mana. I suppose if I've totally fizzled out, you can use it to just draw. Like I cast 10 Rite of Flames, and then I have nothing else to do. It can do like, you can just eat the Rite of Flames, right? Because you've displayed that you have nothing else to do. It's like the take inventory, Spaghetti-O scenario, except the card isn't as bad as take inventory. It's so hard to take out the cantrips. The midweek thing is Brawl with Lorwyn. Oh, that's not too bad. I feel like the power level of a lot of them is pretty, you know, on the lower side for historic, so could be interesting. Although I think the green one just plays like a green deck. Might be disproportionate. No, I don't like Meteor Golem. Because I found Niv Mizzet, maybe I don't even want Mindslaver? Trying to storm off really fast means this turn you're stealing on Mindslaver is like an early-ish turn, and stealing early-ish turns isn't that exciting. To the point where I'd almost prefer it just to be Time Warp. Yeah. BV's interesting. You could use it to generate a lot more mana. But I think I'm more... I don't think I have mana issues. It does deal damage like Urabrask. I wouldn't really be trying to untap it or anything. Alright. Let's not play a Braid. Also, what is Electro? You mean Electromancer? Goblin Electromancer? Or just poking people with this? Yeah. Oh, yeah, what does this one do? Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, put a counter on this, trample. This would be good. Could, like, reasonably swing with it for, like, 5 or 6 or something. We're not going crazy infinite, so these cards, they're not doing, like, 12. You don't lose red mana. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, get a red mana. And then when it leaves, you can pay X to do X damage to someone. It's not a legend. No, it's not an elemental. No. But you know what? It is kind of like the red version of Omnath. It doesn't necessarily make me want to just spam the Rite of Flames into it, but it's kind of cool. I've never seen it before. It's alright. I am kind of just interested in spending the red mana, but it creates its own, like, Burgee. I really wish it was an elemental, though. I can craft it. No, I wouldn't play the Leyline. If you're only going to play a creature because Leyline makes it sometimes an elemental, you shouldn't be playing that creature. There's not enough ways to make things elementals. So you want to mulligan for it every turn or something? Yeah, see, the weird thing about this is I don't have to cast Rite of Flames. There's no reason to float a bunch of mana. The only offside is, like, he generates extra mana on the Rite of Flames, so there's an incentive. But if it isn't, like, let's say it's 15 red instead of 10 red that I would generate, you float it just to get the extra 5 red. You just cast all your Rite of Flames and pass just so you have more red mana. You now don't have those Rite of Flames for Niv Mizzet draw or Endstone draw. And if it dies, you have to spend it immediately. And if it's like 15, well, that isn't exactly 25. So my opponent could just take 10 or 15 or 18, and I might not have another thing to kill them with. I think it's just weird enough that I don't want to try it. It's on the edge of interesting though here. I guess it's the same with the green Omnath, where like you can float a bunch of mana into Omnath, or you could just spend the mana in your turn and just blow up your opponent's face. But I don't know, it floats red on each cast. That's got to count for something. Maybe not like a ton here, but something. Okay, I'm going to take out Preordain, and we're going to start here. So, it's the same commander again, except it's way more red with just like the absolutely best blue cards. Actually, maybe Niv-Miz is an exception to that, because it's triple blue, and this is the version of Thousand Year Storm that makes sense to me. Thousand Year Storm doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's just copying Rite of Flames isn't that necessary. So, drawing a card with each Rite of Flame is very good. I'm going to try red Impulse Draw, so exiling the top and stuff. Probably looking to play the backside of Burgi, because I don't care too much about the floating red here. Doesn't seem that crazy to me, but I don't know. Burgi in general just doesn't seem that great. It's not that quite that kind of deck. Still, the main issue is just getting elementals and casting them. Like, that hasn't changed. But I have found more interesting ones like this. You could Rite of Flames 10 times, and then suddenly you have a Banefire, but that Banefire also gives you a Rite of Flame, which is a bit odd. But I don't know. Ujin, there's enough cards in here that I think it makes sense. Paradox Engine. I crafted Cavalier. The looting is nice. The haste is okay, I guess. When it dies, you hit something for your lands in graveyard, which is not that high ever in this deck. But it could do something, I guess. But it's forced to stay because I did craft it. And yeah, so it's just more of a red all-in Rite of Flames. We're never interested about take inventory. And we shall see. Oh, and there's a lot more mountains, as one would assume, but I don't think it's quite Valakut level mountains. It's kind of a green thing, to be honest with you. Oh, can't do my quest. You guys are throwing. You're literally throwing for me. Oh, I got these 2 chicken... Oh. I was about to say I almost had these 2 chicken nuggets. And I almost just dropped on the floor. It's quite surprising that... never mind. We shall see. This is nice, but it is a bit slow for a Katara deck. It's hard to just play 4 drops. Wait, what? I must admit, that's a bit different. That is a bit different. Well, they're probably going to counter my commander, because that's the only other thing Katara does when it doesn't cast its commander, which they don't seem interested in doing. And I didn't draw Cavernous Souls. So we can play Faceless Agent, because it replaces itself, if it were to resolve, and it feels kind of bad to counter it. Okay. Maybe they're not paying attention and they think this is cavernous holes. How's it going? I don't know yet. We're about to find out. Hopefully good. These chicken nuggets are good. Alright, protection spell is obvious. And the reason, or rather, probably a huge reason to have cast their commander is because they can completely ignore my commander or have some kind of frogify, and then the game just ends on the spot. So, just don't sandbag it. No. Okay. Boop. Wait, what? Does that work? I feel like that doesn't work too well. Wow, I just got through a cryptic command. Hello. That's actually insane. 5, 6... That's just insane. Okay. Beautiful. I wish I could grape shot, but this is obviously leagues better than grape shotting. Wow. Okay. Well, that was very good. That just happened. That was through a cryptic command. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Off to a good start. Against Katara, too. Crazy. Are they dino shaped? No. No dino nuggies here. I did not grow up with such luxury. We won a game, so now we have to play against Scythus. Is that just how it is? Is that how it works? Okay. Like I'm wasting my time with that. I think, yeah, something's up with the queues. When the queue takes too long, it, like, just pits you against... Oh, Keenan? Of course you want to play against Keenan. Oh, Regavan? Are you trying to play a 4-mana commander? That gives you a mana back sometimes? Why don't you play against Ragavan? I wonder if the queue is longer because more and more people are playing different formats. Because this one's like a circus right now. I wouldn't blame them. It has seemed like that. It has seemed like that. Forgot Lightning Greaves was in here. It has not once done anything. Maybe the One Ring buys a turn in some strange universe. It's certainly possible. Oh, was I on the play or draw? It's another commander where, like, well, not only it being green, but it also does what I'm trying to do, but it does it for free. Whereas I have to, like, play cards like this. It just, like, does the storm thing for free. Okay, well, I need, ideally, a land, but if I don't get one, I guess I do have the mana in some regard. A land would be nice. Oh, look at that. Mox Amber. Great. Of course, I don't draw a land, and that probably means the game is over because I can't cast my commander. Probably means it's completely over. That's my guess, anyway. So I do have the One Ring. This is gone until they cast it again, which they can technically do next turn, I guess. Oh, look, a land, just in time. I'm not particularly interested in casting the One Ring. I'd rather just play my commander. And if you can kill me, I don't care. I just move on with my life. Boring commander. If I drew any of my cool stuff, we might have been chilling here. Might have sort of been chilling. This replaces itself because I get to cast this thing. Alright, I cast cards. What do you got? Sure. Didn't have a fetch land last turn. Doesn't have one now. We take, so far, 4. Wow, they just don't have it. Beautiful. Wow, they also just couldn't swing. Wow. Really? Alright, well. I kind of want to unable to scream this. But then this could kill me. With the warp thing. 5. Oh, it doesn't have trample, though. It does not have trample. It's a tough one. Okay. Doesn't have trample. I'm going to hide for 1 extra turn. I think there's value in that. And I should take it if I can recognize it. Especially if it gets me closer to this. Yeah, and we didn't die here. We would have died. We would have died if it wasn't for what we did. So Pac can swing for 7, which is fine. I'm not really sure what lands to get except the Capenna fetch lands. They do not get Capenna fetch lands. Interesting. I would have. Oh, right, it's 9. It's not 7. I forgot Pocket was a green card. It can do whatever it wants. Okay, well, I've been provided way too much time to not play this here. I think I'm drawing. I think I'm just drawing here. I would like to hit a land, but just simply drawing cards is good. I have like one more turn anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Like, my next turn is probably my last turn. Missed a land drop again. Missed a land drop once more. They can swing for like probably 2,000 here. Maybe even more. Doesn't feel like it makes sense for them to play Buried Desert, or whatever it's called. The one that exiles graveyards. Because it doesn't replace itself like Field of Ruin. They swung with Pock. There was no reason to do that. In fact, this as a blocker could have actually been very significant, because both of these scale with my spells, and this was a very large blocker. It might have been a mistake there. I guess the Harmonizer is a infinite on my turn with fetch lands, so maybe it's fine. But still, there's no reason to swing, obviously. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, they should not have swung with that. That was a mistake. What is it? What is that? Sack this land, destroy target on his hand, may search somewhere. Oh, okay. Sure. That doesn't really matter. I don't even really know why they did that, to be honest. Okay, I found a land. I don't believe I can reasonably get Niv Mizzet and play this turn. Blue, blue, blue. I mean, I can, but then I might run out of mana. Also, the end stone is almost the exact same, except it's colorless. Opponent forgot they had fetch lands. Interesting. Okay, let's lead with that. And get rid of Niv Mizzet is hard to cast. It's really hard to cast here. Wow, this is difficult. Alright. I could have just declined it, to be fair. Could have declined it there. Which, oddly enough, I continuously do, in fact, decline that. Which is funny. This leaves me with 1 mana left. How do I get this in play and also cast stuff after? That's the main issue here. Cast it, and then I'm out of stuff. Yeah, again, if I cast it, I can't do anything after. I'm gonna get rid of Niv Mizzet at this point. There's a land. Okay, so now I can cast it? Still. Same problem. I'm not going to discard anything. That finds an elemental. I think I'm better off just casting this, because it gives me a guaranteed massive explosion of spells, as opposed to just like risking drawing something I can't cast and I just lose. Okay, I can remove their blocker. Oh, no, I can't. They can crack a fetch land. Discard a card? This land. Okay. Let's cast this, naming elemental. Okay. Let's cast this here. I'm just gonna, like, rope out on my turn. Do I have a creature in the graveyard that I can reanimate? No. I'm out of mana, that's the problem. I'm just out of mana. They still did this. I don't really know why, but they did do that. Deals damage equals power. Yes! Yes! Yeah, I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they did that, but they did. It doesn't really matter that much. Cool. We actually did it. So, I guess we have to keep playing it out, because, as per usual with green players, they don't want to think further ahead. What would the rest of my hand or game plan look like? 2 counters on each creature? Is that reasonable? It shrinks these. It kills my opponent's commander. It doesn't seem great. I'm just out of mana. That's the problem. I'm out of mana. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. I can get this, but then I can't use... Okay, I can move Lightning Greaves here and get 1 red for an elemental. I was just one mana too short of Rite of Flame, again, going even crazier. If I had any more mana, even if it was only red, we're like big chillin'. Additional cost to cast. We can fight Primeval Titan. But I can't kill Pock. I would probably always kill Primeval Titan anyways over Mythweaver Pock because it is trample. Yeah, it's funny. They waited this long and then conceded when I was about to kind of not have anything left. That's funny. Okay. I could have risked it and it went a different line. Actually, I'd have to go back and see if the Ren's Resolve would have drawn anything. Because if it didn't, we would have just lost. We would have just lost if it didn't. We played the One Ring at an ideal point as well. Recognized how long I had to go to buy as much time as possible. I couldn't get Niv Mizzet. I don't know, that was hard. If I cast Niv Mizzet instead, I actually would have had 1 red left instead of the End Stone. So that would have worked out, actually. It would have genuinely worked out to have done that. What does this do? Okay. It does stuff. I need a blue land. I'm just now noticing. Unfortunately, this is not a mono-red commander. I guess that land is arguably useless because I can't play more than 1 land a turn. I'm not a green deck. Okay, gonna put my commander in play, but it is a deck that could have removal in it. We got Chainer? Okay. Guess I'm taking 11. Why does it have trample? Oh, it specifically gives trample. Well, that's kind of gross. That's like the best creature for this deck, is it gives it the stats and gives it trample. That's just nuts. I can't imagine most things in the graveyard would do that exact thing. Jeez. That is kind of nuts. Okay, let's play... Here we go with having to think about stuff. Hey, do I have time for Roaming Throne? Let's see, 1, 2, 4, red. Nope, I don't. I don't. But I think I'm probably moderately interested in something pertaining to Grape Shot this turn, so... Okay. Maybe I can just Limitless Rekindling instead? Ability or another elemental could trigger. So I should get 2 Rite of Flames from this? Okay. I don't want to discard. No, no. Which means I also don't want to discard to Cavalier either. There's Cavalier not doing anything. It's probably safe to shock myself, because, like, I'm all in anyways, right? Well, that doesn't help you with priority, because unfortunately, you still have to hold it. Alright, they're over it. They're just over it. This happened again. It keeps happening. My opponent just gives up when I cast a bunch of red mana and doesn't make me show them anything. Like, you don't know these cards are in my hand. You just gave up. You take, what, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You take probably as much as you just hit me. Like, if you're gonna wait this long, why now give up and not, like, when I started? It's just straight. Like, what if these were 2 lands? I don't know. It's just an odd time to concede to me. This keeps happening too. I wonder if it's actually right to just take out your win conditions. People don't apparently care to make you show them any win condition. You just did 5 things and they give up. It keeps happening right when I'm about to cast something too. Well, I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it. Because that just means they give up if I don't have it. So, that's funny though. I discarded a Brainstorm this game. This is a strange game. This is a strange game. I don't think I've ever seen this before. I am curious what else it does other than, like, specifically this card. This card is excellent for this commander, too. It gives you the giant stats and trample. You couldn't ask for a better card for this deck. And, of course, they had it, but it wasn't enough. I want to know what else is going on here. That's kind of cool. That's pretty cool. To be fair, whatever it is doing could just not matter if it leads with exploration. But it did not lead with exploration, so. If I copy Urchin and attack first, then you can't... What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, wait. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I win attacking first? I don't know what you're talking about. How am I copying an Urchin? Oh, the Tifa matchup? Still, I don't know. What? Copy an Urchin? What are you talking about? How do I do that? With one of the spells I stormed into? Get 2 red mana? Also, against that last opponent, I did have lethal. So, I don't know if I would have seen it, but I did actually have lethal. It makes sense to concede, I'm an idiot. Okay, well, I gotta play this, I guess. The Urchin only taps for elementals, though. It doesn't let me cast Rite of Flame. And a server rack player reading a mana rock. That's new. That is new. Alright, well, it's in play. And I can cast it again and again and again. So, hopefully they're distracted by killing it and not playing mana rocks. But, yeah, I had an infinite red mana, and I had enough in play where Cavalier would have killed my opponent. Killing this is not super productive because I just keep getting Rite of Flames. So it's not the best idea. The Rite of Flames scale. Or I should just say I wouldn't do that, but obviously I'm not my opponent. I don't even have to cast the first one. Actually, I can just cast this twice. There's no really keeping this off the field. At some point, it starts to get so crazy, it outscales commander tax. So, it's not the best way of going about it. I could also just get hosed by, whatchamacallit. Yeah, this is not a winning line. I suppose it buys him time, but I wasn't doing that much anyways, honestly. Well, they got a land, but it doesn't tap for mana. As far as I'm aware. They just have to find Paradox Engine, is like the entire idea of this deck here. And One Ring doesn't save you, so... just start to scale these, I guess. And then, do I cast this one into red, red, red? Nope. I don't. So we have our commander again, if they kill it again. Okay, now I don't. Now I don't. Yep, whatever. Removal, 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 removal. Did I mention removal? They did leave me with One Ring, I guess. So it would be amazing to have access to that talisman, but I don't. I think I'm going to tap the One Ring, assuming I can continue to play the game after. They've had literally nothing but removal. Oh, wait. I guess the One Ring... This dungeon doesn't have anything in it that kills me. Right? It doesn't make you lose one life over and over. I would trust my opponent to have some way of killing me, though, through the, that. Alright, we're only after, like... one thing here, and that's a mana rock. So I can cast Engine myself and then not have anything to do after. I just have nothing to do after. But I might as well. I might as well. You know? There it is. But I have nothing. It's really just a matter of... do they find Paradox Engine? And if they do, we lose. I don't have a win next turn if I don't, like, have it, so... They're digging Digging, digging. Can they get to the bottom one? They might be able to do the bottom one right now. It's kind of nice to see a Resurract not always have Paradox Engine. That's pretty cool. For once. Yeah, maybe there was lethal damage in that Tifa game. Maybe. With the second urchin. Opponent didn't make me show him. I might not have seen it. Well, clearly I didn't see it. Alright, I'm going to draw off this mana dork. I think that's worth it. Alright, they didn't have it, but I do need more mana. That isn't it. That's not what I meant. Do I just pitch this entire hand to Ox? Mana Rock, please! What do you want from me? Blue. Might still just be chillin'. I could just grab Grape Shot. No, 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 no. Nope. Nope. Shuffle. Casting this does like work, and it can be difficult to interact with this, actually. Maybe this works? Almost didn't see it. Right? Because I can just pick it up. They didn't kill it. I think I got it. Beautiful. Look at that. I just did the Asurawak thing, except I don't have to venture through a dungeon. So, if it wasn't for the Thoughtseize, though, you can see how killing this over and over and over and over doesn't do that much. Apparently my opponent had even more removal, I guess. Well, no, they didn't, because they didn't kill this thing. Is there a spot to kill this? Is there a spot to kill this? Let me think about that. Now, I untap, and I just activate it. I don't think there's a spot where my opponent can kill it, because every time it enters, I have priority, and I can put it back to my hand and get the mana. They can't respond to that. Sweet. I did it. Okay. I didn't think about this as a line with a single mana rock. I was just trying to find another mana rock so I could start netting mana with One Ring and stuff. But Grinning Ingus also does it. And there actually is no window to stop it. Sweet. Which would mean... Nope, that's all that would mean. Okay. Well, I killed my commander 20 times. Didn't matter. Get Schmieded. Alright, well, so far this is better than whatever we were doing yesterday. By quite a significant margin, actually. Quite a significant margin. Okay. Look at that. Look at that fury. Look at it sit there. I'm gonna get rid of Urabrask. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, no, sure. Okay. I got a little confused. Like, is it doing something we don't like? Okay, yeah, sure. I'm gonna kill that with, I guess, this card? Maybe this, because I need cards in the future. Maybe I should keep that, actually. Please counter this. I didn't play Cavern for a reason. Okay, thank you. Let's do this on blue. They will counter that. Fortunately, it doesn't matter, so I'm just going to cast. I think I'm going to grab a take inventory. Yeah, that's what I thought. Get wrecked. Get Schmied. Be a shame if you lost to a single land. Mono blue deck. Just how we drew it up. Alright, well, I've beaten Katara twice. Yeah, the silver bullet. I don't have a 2-drop. That is interesting. Maybe I didn't want that, actually. Alright, well. Bit. Ah, yes. Cityscape Leveler. Bask in my grinning Ingus. So I can cast my commander, get Rite of Flame, but I have to pass, unfortunately. I guess I can get a second Rite of Flame. What if I just cast this instead? Yeah, this is better. This is better here. Did I play a land already? I did. Alright, yeah, that was slightly better, I think. They didn't flip it back. I guess there's no reason to flip it back. Doesn't that need haste? That's just a straight up Atali. Wow. Did not expect to see someone just cast Atali today, but there you go. That's pretty cool. So I have, I think, infinite red now. It's just a matter of killing my opponent. Alright, they're over it. Again! Again, no one made me show them anything. They just see infinite red, and then they're over it. But I can loot here. I can trigger twice as fast. Got to be careful about spending blue. I'm sure there's a win somewhere in Solve the Equation. I do have infinite, like, lore win spells, so we could be here for a while till I think it's comfortably going to kill my opponent, which I don't know how long that could take. I really don't know. There's a lot of do-nothing spells in this card. But, cool. 2 damage, 3rd time add. Yeah, alright. Does it loot every time? Hold on, does this loot every single time? Whenever you cast an instant sorcery, discard. Alright, so we definitely have it then, because I can just keep looting until I find something. So we do have it outside of Funny Storm card. Oh, again, that's actually the 3rd time. I gotta stop doing that, because I'm so fixated. This is, I think, the 3rd time I've said this, or I've claimed this today, and I've been wrong literally 3 times. I have lethal in play. I just keep forgetting. I keep forgetting this has Prowess Trample. It will just kill my opponent. I have infinite mana with Grinning Ingus. This kills them. There was another game. I didn't understand why they conceded. You should at least let me cast something that actually kills you. But I, again, had lethal in play because Cavalier had enough red mana. I could just kill them with all the goofy elementals I played. I don't know if I would have seen it, because that's not why I'm playing it. But my head is in the spell slingy state, and not the, oh, I'm actually making stats to swing with. But I have 3 times today forgot that I have displayed lethal in combat damage. And I'm like, why did they concede? It's like, because you killed them. You have onboard lethal. I just keep forgetting that I can actually attack with my creatures. That are scaling. What is this? This is the blue-black flash thing? That is safer. I'll go the safe line and not die to Fatal Push. Oh, they're gonna stifle it? Oh, they didn't stifle my effigy? Why not? Why didn't you Why didn't you do that? Opponent. Why didn't you do that? Let's grab the One Ring. Oh. Okay. I guess not. Alright, get in there, effigy. Once more. The old repeating shocks. Oh, I was kind of hoping they would stifle the the thing there. I think they had a. I think they do have a stifle, so they didn't use it, but I think they have a stifle. Champion tap. When a furious champ. I can respond to that, right? It doesn't just tap them? Okay. Okay. Interesting. I feel like I've played this extremely well so far. Navigated this spaghetti space. Alright, well, we're in the spot where removal is not quite good enough. But it could slow me down. But I have so much mana that obviously we can spam cast my commander. So, opponent doesn't even bother trying to stop it. I don't blame them. I'm gonna just lead with this? No, I think they're interested in stopping this, and I would prefer them counter it. Because they're seeing what it's doing. There is reasons to counter this one drop. They didn't counter it. Wow. Alright, Rite of Flame. And then cast this thing. Rite of Flame. I wish this was a bit more impactful before I cast it, but I guess there's nothing I can do about that. I'm just going to cast it now. Rite of Flame. Opponent's waiting to make their move here. I respect that. Unfortunately, they know the last card in my hand is this, so let's go to combat. And yeah, pass. I'm just going to pass. I don't feel like there's a major incentive to cast this. They literally did nothing. So that wound up being perfect. Alright, I think I played that really, really well. I respected pretty much everything possible and put my opponent in as awkward positions as possible. And it worked out. I think it worked out. They didn't even have a removal spell, which they probably would have cast, but I feel like there's going to be a window to cast this, and I don't have to do that. I can also start doing the draw one card thing with this. I can make 2 take inventories, actually, and maybe draw something there, because I have enough mana now that I don't have to worry about it. Cool game. We also got through a champion my commander to stop your removal spell thing card, I guess. I don't think I've ever seen that card before. It sure has text on it. Oh, this is in my deck. Okay. We actually have a positive win rate right now. Actually have a positive win rate. Okie dokie. Fire Urchin. Sure. as blue-white control. I think this is usually blue-white control. I could hold on to this fetch land for this, but I do need a blue source to begin with. And also, yeah, let's take a land. The 6-mana Otter. I'm gonna just play this. I'm gonna just play it. Looks like there's a removal spell, because of course there is. There's no playing Grinning Ingus next turn. I can brainstorm and put lands on top. Right? Because you have until the end of your next turn. Okay, I guess. Oh, right, I need to still play a land. Never mind, that line just doesn't work. I should still cast it, though. Yeah, I should still cast it. Although I do wish I put back maybe Cavalier on top instead. I thought I could play one of these lands this turn. Virtue of Knowledge. Okay, kind of sketchy. Do I cast my commander into this Swords? It does give me a Rite of Flame, which we've talked about making removal look kind of questionable, but I think there is 100% chance at least Swords to Plowshares in their hand. But again, we have the Rite of Flame, so... I don't think it can be Ephemerate, and they seem very interested in casting it, so obvious Swords is obvious. So no surprise there. Lost access to my land. And I probably lose next turn because I drew 25 cards. Yeah, this Cavalier should have been a mountain. Drew a land anyways. It's probably too late to do anything meaningful. Certainly looks that way. So I'm just going to cast it again. I can continuously do that, but I can't do really anything else at the same time. I would love for my opponent to stay down this line here and not have a 1-mana spell that does anything. Actually, I can't generate mana with Rite of Flame. I can't get to the first one. Yeah, I can't get to the first Rite of Flame. So I think we're screwed. Because of this thing? Yeah, I can't cast it. I thought it was fine, but I can't generate the mana I need. Okay, yeah, that does it then. I lost 2 Swords to Plowshares. Fun. If I could do anything else with my commander, we could just win. Yeah, there's nothing I can do there. I can't think of a line. Because I can't think of a line. Alright, this is like the third time I've seen this commander played. That wasn't me. Ashling is good. I guess I won't shuffle that. Mox Opal. So far, looking like a different kind of deck to me. Let's get rid of this fetch land, because they're drawing another. Just get through that ponder, I guess. Let's play the sweet. Look at that. Look at that. The mana dork was better than the mana rock. We win. Look at that. All we had to do was play a 2-drop that they couldn't answer and give us the mana to cast their commander, and then they lose. What the heck is Mox Opal doing? I really want to know why they're playing Mox Opal. And now I'll never know. Get rid of Kiln Fiend? Yeah, we can end stone. We can end stone here. This is actually very significant. Look at that. World first. Oh, a little too late. Imagine they were on the play with Thoughtseize. That'd be quite significant. I have to take inventories, because I can't do anything else. Okay. Yeah, I'll take the time to cast that. Maybe I can do 1 and 1. And then do this. And then do this. 1 and 1. Well, good old Soul Ring, you know, doing things. Discarding a take inventory is almost the same as simply casting it. Okay. Dark Ritual. Let's say pay 2? Okay. Nice blue-black control deck. It'd be a shame if I had Soul Ring turn 1. Ooh, man, that was, wow. That was, I mean, that was so explosive. I had time to take inventory, too. Wow, alright. I don't think that's going to happen again. That was nuts. Who would have thought that Soul Ring is really good instead of a land on turn 1? Oh, I guess I also played a land because I played a Mana Rock turn 1. Are there more things? I guess there are. Maybe Niv Mizzet's not right. I'm going to take out Niv Mizzet. And I'm going to add maybe one more colorless 7 thing to try to make this land be as dumb as possible. Yeah, we had a taste of Rofellos' power that game. Meteor Sword is a Vindicate that I can cast, but then that's all it does. I don't like Summon Bahamut. I don't really like Sire of Seven Deaths either. What about you? No. This thing? Exile creature from your graveyard, create token. Eh. The old Annihilator 2. 7/5? Probably not. What about you? What do you do? Protection from black and red. I mean, the rest of it's pretty solid. Akroma's is definitely strange, though. You know what also I just haven't liked is Lightning Greaves. I'm going to take out Lightning Greaves. I'm gonna try Portal, and I'm gonna add a Mana Rock. What's the other Mana Rock? The yeah, Signet. It's never in the colorless section. Always throws me off. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna try those two. Lightning Greaves has just done nothing, so even when I've cast it, we do recover fairly well with Rite of Flame. So Shroud is like meh. Okay, well, it's alright. I'm on the draw. Ah. Well, it is what it is. I mean, I represented Lightning Bolt so hard that they're just always going to respect it. Yeah, we can play this, actually. Get rid of... I think I just get rid of the Serpent at this point, honestly. No, I can get rid of Urabrask, actually. No, let's get rid of that. Yeah. Opponent is running Snowlands. I can't use this mana this turn. Yeah, I can't use that mana, because I have to, obviously, not lose the game. So I have to do that. Okay, that's a pretty tame 5-drop. Oh, no, it's a naturalized. Never mind. Not so tame anymore. I'm so sick and tired of Rafellos. I'm so sick and tired of this card, dude. I'm not flipping this. I don't think I'm flipping it, at least. Yeah, I'm not flipping it. Okay. That's fine. Had they played a fetch land? No. Limmer's an interesting one, with apparently not many fetch lands. Opponent is like super max sweaty because they have half and half like forest and snow covered forest. I actually don't know why you do that. There's no Field of the Dead or anything. And apparently no fetch lands. Yeah, it just completely whiffed. There's just no fetch lands. So, do I flip it this time? I can probably flip it. Get rid of Urabrask. And then cast you engine. No, because then I'm out of stuff. So cast this thing? Engine. Deadly cover-up? Yeah. There's the sweat. You found it. I'm gonna hold on to that last Rite of Flame, I think. Alright. Get dunked on. Get absolutely dunked on, Rofellos. Oh, amazing. Yeah, I mean, we kill both of these. We kill this, and then they take 9, I guess. Oh, no, this has haste, so they take 13, 14 to the face. I could just do this here, but it doesn't do anything, right? If I found a way to... Wait, was that in... Did I have a Cavalier? What did I... Oh, I discarded Urabrask. I thought I had Cavalier. What about this? Nah, this wouldn't have pushed them into the dead zone there. It would have been more damage, I guess, but still. Portal in this spot would, unless answered, take these cards, which is funny. Null Drifter is cast, so you can't reanimate it. Oh, sweet. Get Schmied it. Actually, if I had Ox that game, it would have been nice as well, I guess. Alright, what is solve the equation doing? I think I'm going to take out solve the equation. I guess it does kind of find limitless rekindling, but that doesn't really feel like a good thing to grab with solve the equation. And it's also kind of like the only thing to grab. Sometimes it's good, I guess, but eh. I'm not feeling the solve the equation. I'm really not. Or I keep calling it Frenzied Experiment. It's only been 20 years, but Experimental Frenzy is interesting, maybe. No, never mind. I can't cast Rite of Flame. Faithless Looting is okay. Ragavan. I don't think I own Past in Flames. I guess I could craft it for this kind of deck. Mystic's Mastery. Well, no, we've already talked about Mastery. What is Past in Flames doing? Is it just more Rite of Flames? Is that like... I haven't needed to do that. I don't have, like, card draw extra turn nonsense. I feel like casting Rite of Flames out of my graveyard is not that exciting. Also, it appears as though I don't own it anyways. What about... Underworld Breach can cast elementals from the graveyard? And also slightly cast some Rite of Flames? Sort of. But if I'm interacting in my graveyard, it ideally is in a way that has nothing to do with the card Rite of Flame. Whether it's delving, casting spells from my graveyard, or really anything like that. If we're thinking about my graveyard, we must think about it in a way where there are no Rite of Flames in it. Count on luck? I don't think we want a Phyrexian Arena for this deck. Runaway Steamkin has also done, I think, just nothing. Arc-like Phoenix. Oh, if only. What does this one do? Ugh. Phyrexian Harvester. Just simply another elemental, maybe? Can't really cast Subtlety anymore. Zealous Conscripts? No. What about you? I honestly don't hate Bedlam Reveler that much. I keep thinking about it. Maybe I should try it. How much mana do you need Cackle to kill? 5 needs to be 5 for 25. So X is 5, which is 15, 16, 17. 17 mana, this is lethal. Ooh, okay, maybe that's not gonna happen. VV can be interesting. Whatever, we found a card. Let's just play with it. Expansion Explosion is also interesting. I do like me an Expansion Explosion. Jace puts them back in your graveyard? What? Huh? Remember when Jace Vryn's Prodigy was like $120? I remember. Alright, this is usually Reanimator. Oh, 2 mana Jace? The plotting one? It grabs a mountain. Wow. That's interesting. They also didn't play a green 1-drop, which would have been a lot scarier here, I think, in my opinion. Yeah, we're gonna do blue. I also want to do blue here as well. Red. I suppose it's not going to matter if I don't find a land. Cinder Vines. Alright, game's over. They blow up my mana rock, and they have a commander on turn 2 that is in bracket 5 that I have no business playing against. Must be nice. Just play a Scythus deck and just draw it every game, so you don't need your commander. Makes sense to me. Just like the blue-white players. They play a do-nothing commander, so they just have dumpster bracket. Which apparently Scythus can do, because you just play the enchantment deck and is like, Scythus not in the command zone, it can play against Svella. They're in the same power level. They're playing the same format. Speaking of the same format, opponent doesn't want to play against me. Beautiful. Beautiful. Kind of surprised. I feel like Ashnod is... Why would Ashnod not want to play against this? I am actually very curious. I am very curious why they would not want to play against that. I would gladly play against that as Ashnod. Maybe they only play games that they're on the play because they have a 1-minute commander and they're just like herp derp scoop with if I'm on the draw. I would not blame them. You are playing a 1-minute commander, but they're not playing Ragavan, though. They're not playing Ragavan. This is a combo deck. But I'm sure it has, like, whatever you call it, the Sephiroth lines attached to it. Alright. Unfortunately, no untapped land. Is this just for veto? Oh. Alright, well. Dark Ritual. Always an enjoyment to see. I'm gonna loot away this ox here. I'm gonna play Thundering Stuff. Land? Okay. I almost got confused why I didn't swing with this. Obviously you don't swing with it. Pay... Yep. Okay, I can cast my commander. What if I cast Roaming Throne first? It's almost the same. It's almost the same. Blue, red, decline, decline. Well, I'm gonna have to draw eventually. I don't have an answer to Shieldred, though. Commander. I have a ton of mana, but Shieldred stops me from drawing. And that doesn't give trample. Relevant elemental? I do have a second Trampler, so maybe Cavalier does get there. But I can't be looting. I suppose I can loot twice before it would, you know, end my existence here. I drew Portal to Phyrexia. Oh my goodness. I have to discard? I didn't know that. Oh my god, I have to discard. I didn't know that. I thought I could say no. Alright, I threw the game. That's tragic. What I was supposed to do was cast Portal. They would lose Shieldred, and then I can still cast stuff? Is that even true? 1, 2, 3. It's not true. No, that actually can't. Yeah, I would have been stuck under Portal. This is like the last thing I could do here. Oh, is that true though? No, that's not true because I spent a red... Okay, yeah, I punted. Okay. We actually won through this. If I didn't accidentally do that in discard, I did win this... Wait a minute. Instant or sorcery. Yeah. So if I did it the right way, I actually win this game. Wow. Okay. I mean, I'm upset I punted it, but still. I had a winning line. It was there. I just didn't read the loot. I thought it was a May clause. I didn't think I had any chance of getting out of that. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it. If I cast Portal, I just win the game. That's nuts. That is nuts. That is kind of crazy. Not too upset with that one. It's a victory in spirit. And that's what it is. Yes, sir. Victory in spirit. Cast my commander, I guess? They might not interact too well. And again, Rite of Flame makes you just recast it over and over. It's like just lightning bolt stuff. That's kind of it. So Talisman, land, this thing. I think I get a... I could just get another island. I obviously have enough red mana, right? And then I can cast that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna swing. I don't feel like I'm losing next turn to Boomy showing up. Which I assume it will. Okay, it doesn't. Huh. I would probably play Boomy instead there. I mean, Roxanne is definitely an objectively better card. I can't refute that. I can just evoke Muldrifter. There's not really many reasons at all in my deck to not evoke it, so... Having it in play is kind of cool, I guess, but... I think I'll be fine. So we brainstorm before we Flamekin. Put these back. Like that. Cast you. Grab said Flamekin. Cast said Flamekin. Do I need witness protection? I don't think I do, but I guess it's fine to just keep it. It's fine. Lightning Bolt was a good draw. Let's see what's under the One Ring. Yeah, I'm gonna commit this Rite of Flame, actually. I'm gonna commit it. Ponder, sure. Fabricate. Okay, huge. Can't draw two. Decline. I can't find the card in question, but let's get rid of that. And I will Witness Protection this thing and shut down a significant amount of my opponent's mana here. Oh, and I have leftover mana to Cavalier, so I can swing for a little bit more damage. Wow. I just exploded that turn. That was nuts. How many spells was that? 10? Those 10 Rite of Flames there? Oh no, there was some artifacts and stuff. It was 10 spells. And because I have protection this turn, I'm pretty sure I'm guaranteed another turn. I don't think there's any getting around this One Ring protection. So I have Fabricate Paradox Engine, because I'm drawing an elemental to get a Rite of Flame. And then I have 2 Mana Rocks for Paradox Engine, which could still fizzle, you know. It could fizzle, but it's still a lot of damage and at least pseudo-vigilance. And we stopped the mana, so... Geschmiedet. Man, this is great. This is so much better than the last list. So much better. Well, I have infinite mana. I just need something to do with it. Okay. Well, I have the option to get infinite mana given the cards in my hand. Sammy. Opponent's respecting Stifle. This is the part of the game where I kind of wish fetch lands just weren't in the game, so we didn't have like these really long turn ones. Do I want this? It's something to do with my infinite mana. No, I don't know. It doesn't really feel that great at all. Let's name Elemental, because I don't have to shock myself. I feel like my commander's somewhat safe, but you know how it is with the Rite of Flame. Sure. Yeah, I'll cast it. Just get my first Rite of Flame. Can display infinite mana if it lives. If it dies, I can cast it again. Alright. Do we have Lightning Bolt? Let's cast you. Do the thing. And then try to just explode and win with this. Generate infinite mana, and then Banefire. Oh, opponent, you didn't make me show you anything. Also, literally, in this exact spot, if I didn't play a land, I'm out. So, I almost actually bricked myself, but fortunately I had a land. I was doing it too fast. Hey, it's another one of those games. It's another one of those games, you know. Nope. I almost did it a fourth time, but I caught myself this time. I almost did it, but I caught myself. I was about to yet again say they concede it before I showed them lethal. But I show them lethal because this card is prowessing every time. I don't actually need this. I just have prowess here. So they were dead. But hey, I didn't do it right. And if they paid attention after they conceded and looked, I actually have no more mana. I doubt they noticed that, but I almost screwed myself. Funny. Yeah, I mean, because it's lethal on board, I'll never get to cast the giant seahorse thingy worm elemental, because they'll just concede. What is Kaito? Oh no, it's Tamio. It's the... what is this one? The one that makes the book? Okay. Okay. Is this a hand? Not really. Not really. Is this a hand? Not really. But you know what? Every time I see this commander, it's like a blue-green control thing. It was the commander where my opponent had no cards and then just ripped the 7-mana draw 7 perfectly off the top and then won as a top deck. I will take a land. Man, land go, no response. Crazy. That is crazy. Could be a wash away. I'm not recovering from a wash away very well. Not too well. Okay, did my opponent forget they have Wayfarer's Bauble, or what's going on? Oh, I'm gonna cast it anyways. Yep, of course, go figure. Of course, I can lock down my cards. Why not? And now I'm just losing tremendously to a single counterspell. I guess I'll play this one. Bouncing Tameo doesn't really do anything, so I don't see why I want to do that. That's all I can do. This is 3 or less. Yeah, it's like Eidolon of the Great Revel or whatever. Alright, I got my first Rite of Flame on turn, what, 6? And then nothing else. 6 mana grab a Rite of Flame. Oh yes, manually tapping. An extra turn is just an extra turn, so it's probably not going to be an extra turn. I don't know what it could be. Extra turn doesn't really feel that great. Okay, even at 2 mana, I mean, sure. It's the same thing. Still manually tapping. Don't know what that means. Done a lot of damage to him. But it's not lethal. They did take an extra turn in this spot. Oh, they can grab the extra turn again because Jace is stupid. Yeah, alright. To get rid of Haro. I wonder if casting Mox is worth it. What does that mean? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, they said it was worth it, so they did cast it. More manually tapping. Okay. Well, I'm not really going to get in there with damage. They're gonna tap all my creatures and I can't swing at them. Yeah, I would also tap this and ignore the mana rock. I think that is smart. Can I just play the game, please? Can I have a turn? Don't you want to play a game against somebody? Isn't that fun when you play Magic with other people? Okay, they made the book. They made the book, I guess. Not even sure what I'm gonna do on my turn anyways, at this point. Oh wow, I get to play the game. Lucky me. Rite of Flame. So I can fabricate for like Portal, but that doesn't really do anything. So I think I should just get one ring. Same with Paradox Engine. Doesn't let me untap immediately or anything. And I'm out. Alright. Well, I did the best I could, I think. Is that the first? It is the first fetch land. They play their first fetch land right when they have a landfall card. They grab the other Nissa. Okay. That's interesting. How does this flip? Okay. This flips the Nissa, I guess. They haven't played Hedgelamp? Huh. They get rid of the third Nissa, which I suppose, to be fair, wasn't going to do anything. They find an extra turn magically off the top of their deck. Yep. Suppose that tracks. Getting close to stopping them from casting cheaper spells, but I'm pretty sure they could pivot into a win before that would do lethal damage. There's no ultimate here. That matters anyway. They could proliferate the One Ring and kill me, if they're paying attention. Pretty sure it's viable to get 14 lands in play and kill me with the One Ring. I would not be surprised. Okay. Well, extra turns don't stop protection, so you gotta find something else to do. There's also not really anything to bounce, it's just an extra turn. Oh, okay, you could bounce your own thing, sure, yeah. But that, I mean, that's just kind of like a neutral, that didn't do anything. I think I just give them extra turns. I don't give them anything else. What does this flip into? Copy. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, copy it. Yeah, we just give them a bunch of extra turns, I think. I don't want them to steal anything. And I still have the One Ring. Like, if you have access to your entire deck right now, you have to win through the One Ring. That's all I'm asking. They can... Oh, no, you can't Blue Suns me. You have to wait. You have to wait. I don't think I played Proliferate in my Tamiyo deck. Still, I mean, the bird encounters are a pretty reliable way to win, and they haven't done it yet. I can't see anything else that gets through the One Ring here. So, there's that. I thought it was the first spell you cast. Oh no, it's not the first spell you cast. Okay. Well, my opponent knows what the idea is. They just have to find it. And I'm gonna make them show me it. I'm gonna make them show me. They have access to their entire deck. Also, Tatyova would have prevented them from dying to the, Scalding Viper. Emrakul does it. Haven't seen Emrakul, though. Maybe it's not in here? Well, there's more than just Emrakul that does it. I would have died already if they proliferated the bird encounters. I would already be dead. So they're just not paying attention to that line. Tamiyo grabs... Tamiyo is infinite turns, because they can, yeah, Tamiyo's infinite turns here. I will never get another turn, unless my opponent makes me get another turn. They're drawing to something. There's no reason to pick up an extra turn. You can just pick up card draw at this point. You don't need another turn to even see the rest of your deck. 5 is enough. You can just grab a card draw spell. I mean, it's almost the exact same. So they have a... What does this do? Pay 3. So there is technically a counter spell if whenever One Ring is bounced, I suppose. Upheaval my opponent. It wouldn't really do anything. They could pretty much recast this entire board if you upheavaled them. Assuming they got another turn after. Same with Cyclonic Rift. They could just recast everything. They have enough mana. We're just waiting to see a win condition. That's all. I just haven't seen a win condition. They grabbed Well, I'm sorry, what? Memory lapse? Oh, okay. Sure. That's interesting, I guess. Commit to memory. So we can commit one ring and memory away. Memory gets exiled. Resets the graveyard, which is only 15. They got another counter spell, so I guess we're not casting memory. It's kind of funny. At least that's what I would guess is happening. Obviously put my commander to the command zone there. They have Reliquary Tower, they don't have to discard. Return. I literally couldn't even see what they returned. There were too many cards. I couldn't even see it. It minused on something. Oh, it was the memory. Or the commit to memory, I guess. I mean, tucking the one ring doesn't make the one ring protection go away. Was that their... Wait, was that all in their upkeep? Or did they just pass the turn really fast? They just passed the turn really fast. They don't have protection anymore for whatever that's worth. That was only on that one turn. They grab another counter spell. Okay. Okay. Alright, now I'll concede. My opponent does not appear to look like they're going to accidentally deck out anymore. Yeah, alright, now we'll concede. Now we'll concede. Their win condition here is just simply pass the turn through all the extra turns and then have a counterspell for my thing. So I'm almost 100% dead. I just wanted to see it. It would be exceedingly unlikely my opponent did not find the line. That would kill me. I was just kind of watching him play the game. I like that deck. I like the Tamiyo deck there. Or the artifact one. The completed one. Extra turns are a bit boring, but they're only boring for one player. I could have trusted him to just have it and moved on. I don't know. It was nice to take a little break. And just watch something. Speaking of watching things, okay. That's not good. I don't believe I've ever actually lost to this commander before, but I'm a mulligan to 5 with nothing to do. If ever it was going to happen, it shall happen now. Sword of Fire and Spaghetti. I guess I lead with... No, I can lead with this mana rock first. Oh, okay. We're bad. So... Yeah, we just do this. Do it anyways, I guess. Play that, play this. I cannot play this next turn, so... I guess I'll play it now, because I can't next turn. Grab a mountain? Yeah. Alright, well I'm out of stuff. I'm completely and utterly out of stuff. I have nothing. Sweet! My opponent doesn't have a... Look at that. I mulliganed to 5, and my opponent, I guess, got mana screwed and was over it. Just how we drew it up. Just how we drew it up. I had absolutely nothing to do, and Strangle was doing nothing. Alright. What if I took out those Strangles cards and added... I don't know. Card draw's a little weird here. But, like, no Strangles, shove aside, Lightning Bolt, Flame Slash. These are pretty valuable, I'd say. I don't know. I mean, with the option to... Well, see, that's the thing. The option to have Take Inventory instead, it doesn't... I don't know. It's hard. But hey, still haven't lost to that Cloud deck. That does count. Can't tell me it doesn't. Which Evelyn is a combo deck, right? Is it the one I'm thinking of? The uncommon stupid thing? No, it's not. It is not the uncommon stupid thing. It is... Of course, every time I have to read, my opponent's immediately keeping. Another vampire is... Okay. I don't think I've seen this before. Another vampire you control. Exile the top card. So, Kefka at home? Kefka, but only vampires? Okay. Nazis? Brainstorm? Inquisition? What is that? Is that the fairy one? Why would you do this in the turn I'm casting my commander? Wouldn't you just wait? Shouldn't you wait on this? I don't know. Oh yeah, Ego Drain exiles. You don't discard to it. They just 2-for-1 themselves. They got rid of Siphon Insight. Is that worth it? I'm not 100% certain I would have done that. Ego Drain is extremely aggressive. I don't think I've ever seen anyone play Ego Drain except Stick Fingers. That's extremely aggressive. What the heck is this thing? Rev the Tithe-weeb? Death Touch. What? What the... Okay, yeah, no, that's a legal play. Let's play you, because that's what we always do. Let's do this now. Let's do this. Helm of the Host is interesting. I can cast it, but I can't equip it. Unfortunately. Can't have everything. Okay, well, they have this. Whenever one or more creatures you control deals conversation. Okay. Huh. Very strange. Ponder. Ujin. Oh, wow. Okay. So, decline. I think I'm going to combat first. 5, 6... No. There's still a window for them to counter a Rite of Flame, and I'd like to provide that window. Okay, they didn't make that happen, but I'm obviously casting the remove your creature card instead of Portal. No counter? No counter. Wow, alright. It's definitely anticipating one. Alright. Into the red zone we go. Wow, just nothing at all? What is going on? Okay, sure. What is that, double heist? Yeah, sure. It's like they had something, you know? Siphon Insight is gone. I gotta read this again. 4 mana 3/3 attack targets. Whenever one or more creatures deals combat damage. So it is just Ragavan on a weeb stick. Alright. Weebavan. Why are her hands so tiny? Look at those little tiny hands. Look at those little tiny hands. So tiny. I hope they stole elementals. Not my elementals. This is not a great deck to heist from, I'll say that. What does this actually do? Okay. That's what it does. That is my witness protection. It's not theirs. Thieving thing, sure. Add 3? No, I'm going to threaten the ultimate. Well, it's not really much of a threaten because I can do that thing there. Alright, so let's do this. Let's play the go to combat game. That. Swing. I'll swing with this. I'll swing with that, because if they kill it, I get it back. Wise beyond their years. Let's get another Rite of Flame. And I think we will just commit the rights to Portal and 2-for-1 them. Oh, I actually get my commander back. Yeah. This is always better. Yeah. Okay, well, they were playing like Nicol Bolas Kefka at home. I don't think I've seen this before. It's kind of neat. It does have flash. It does have flash. They did get a little blown out by their own this land. So it's like a tap land there. Ego Drain is also just absolutely nuts. It's very aggressive. They got rid of Siphon, which, I mean, stealing from this deck is, again, not that crazy. I mean, to be fair, this and Unable to Scream are like probably the best cards to steal. But by the time you would, it might just be too late to have them be that useful. But, I mean, the main thing is they didn't have a counter spell, right? And then just this happened. But if this didn't resolve, it still exiles their Weebavan, I guess, and they have nothing. And it's still like a 2-for-1. And Portal would still also be in my hand. So, cool. It's nice to have those lines where I don't have to storm. Actually, that's a fair amount of what we've done is not storming. Okay, I can't believe it, but I did get to 15 wins. Exactly at 3 hours. Like 2:59:59. And 3 hours. Boom, right there. Exactly 3 hours. That's funny. I'm a bit surprised at how good this was. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit surprised. The how do I parse that out? So with Infinite Red, the only ways to like generate Infinite Red also kind of just kill my opponent. So I don't really need this as a way to spend Infinite Red. With, let's say, Grinning Ingus, picking it up and redoing it over and over with this thing. You don't really need this to do it. But it's still an elemental, and if I don't have Infinite Red and have like 10 or something, this is still okay to cast. I guess you could also just do it for 1 less than your max, so you could cast the next Rite of Flame into something else. You could just cast it for 1 mana to get a Rite of Flame, and it's just a funny dark ritual. So a lot of the elementals at their best are simply dark rituals. This seems absolutely way better than whatever the take inventory half could ever conceive of doing. Again, I think I'm talking about it the last time. Katara is literally take inventory, and all of your spells are take inventories in the command zone, or in your opponent's turn, because they're instance experience counters. So Katara is literally, you cast 1 take inventory, you cast the rest in your opponent's turn, and you cast them over and over. When you're able to do that, and you're probably going to want to go heavy into blue to do that, it's just going to be way, way better than trying to make take inventory work. I can't really see it working, especially after having played this. I cannot see it ever working. You're also restricted to playing like sorcery speed elementals, so I don't even think I'm gonna entertain that idea. Normally I like to explore everything, but I'm not feeling that one. I don't think that's a thing. Maybe it is with just counter spells and your opponent gives up because you cast like 3 counter spells in a row, or Witness Protection, Frogify, and they're like, alright, I can't do anything, I lose, but that won't have much to do with your sorcery speed draw card spells that aren't Katara swinging for free and playing the entire game on your opponent's turn. So, I don't think I'm gonna try that. I don't know. Maybe. With enough vodka, anything's possible. But Rite of Flame was really good. All of these being Dark Rituals, or very quickly better than Dark Ritual, is extremely good. Very good. I actually never got Godo, but to be fair, I'm not running Gamble, so it's kind of hard to just... Wait, I wasn't running Gamble, right? Yeah, no, I wasn't. It's hard to just get this. With Gamble specifically, it does make... Kind of. Not really. What is it? Rite of Flame? Not Rite of Flame. Gee, Past in Flames. Excuse me. Past in Flames, all the spells in your graveyard have flashback. I was saying everything that we could think about that involves our graveyard would ideally ignore the Rite of Flames and treat them as if they have nothing to do with the graveyard. Because when you get rid of them, they generate less mana. So, while it's still a ton of mana to just get them out of your graveyard and cast them all, it's not that great. Mystic's Mastery actually just gives you, I think, 1 per, because they all get exiled, and then you cast them. So there's like none in your graveyard when you do it, ever. But with Past in Flames, each one you cast gives you 1 less than the last one. So it's like a reverse but that's still a lot of mana, and I'm going to say probably more mana than you start it with when you cast them all, before you cast them all. So with Gamble, you can do that, and that might be okay, but I don't know where that's going, right? I would maybe prefer Underworld Breach, so I have, like, something else other than instants and sorceries to pull out of the graveyard, because it's really just Grape Shot or Bust, it feels, with that kind of thing. I guess Limitless Rekindling is in here too, sure. But Gamble adds the ability to sometimes find a hard-casting giant thing and then just win with that thing. Now, it's still Gamble, you could discard it. But with Past in Flames lines, maybe, you know, because it has flashback itself, it's not like the worst thing to grab. But I didn't feel like I was winning exclusively by casting sorceries and instants, right? This is not a 1,000-Year Storm deck. It just isn't. It really isn't. I don't even know if Grape Shot is that right. It seems to be more as if it's a cast a lot of dark rituals and then do something with that. So, which is cool, right? That does mean it's kind of doing its own thing relative to the Storm decks that try to cast a bunch of spells, draw a bunch of spells, and all that. I had Niv Mizzet in here, the 6-mana one with the Curiosity combo. I wasn't running Curiosity, but I had the 6-mana Niv Mizzet. I can't remember the name. Perun? Or whatever it is. And it was a little hard to just get it in play and then also still cast any meaningful amount of Rite of Flames. So I just took it out. It wasn't hard to get 3 blue for it, I would say. But it was a little hard to cast it and then keep casting elementals after with Rite of Flames and, you know, just draw. That's a little inconsistent and kind of shaky. But it would kind of pivot you into that thing that Ashling is doing. Ashling cost me a game, actually. It was funny because I didn't know this was a May clause, or a not May clause. You have to loot, and Shieldred killed me. I thought I could do it. I blundered that game. It was funny. But yeah, this loots, and Urabrask was kind of okay. Kind of. I don't know. It could just be like a random elemental, I feel. Could have just been a random elemental, honestly. And it would have just given me more mana to cast like a giant dumb thing instead of this, because it's not an elemental. In flipping, it's just not that exciting. It really isn't. I don't know if I even feel like this is right. I just doesn't feel right. Burgi didn't do anything, which I think I said in the intro. It's probably one of those decks that actually somewhat uses the horn, but also not really. I found it a little difficult to find cards to just discard because I want to keep my Rite of Flames in my hand. And then I also want to keep the things to cast with Rite of Flames. There's not a lot of things that are easy to discard, right? It's not a Faithless Looting deck. It's there's a lot of cards you would think are obvious, and then you play with them and you're like, oh, they're not that crazy. So I just don't like these two that much. I did end up liking Ox, and I will say, where is it? Cavalier giving my things haste did present lethal in like 3 to 5 games. I don't know how many exactly, but I had all those. Essentially, now they're not doing anything, quote-unquote, elementals sitting around in play, picking their noses that I cast for all my Rite of Flames, and then suddenly they all have haste, and I can swing. And with like 2 Rite of Flames at 7 and 8, you can make them very large attacking. Almost take... It's like build your own Jetmir, almost, with that, which I didn't anticipate happening, but it did happen. I didn't actually see it, but people were conceding to that on board. And I'm like, oh, why did they scoop? I didn't show them any lethal. But it was like actually Cavalier was in play with a bunch of elementals of Summoning Sickness. And I'm still casting Rite of Flames, so I actually had lethal. But my brain wasn't thinking about combat. I'm trying to do Rite of Flame dumb stuff. Yeah, I'm taking these 2 out. I don't know what the deck list is going to have in it when I upload it. But Galvanic Relay, you dump all of your... you dump all of your Rite of Flames to Storm, and then next turn you have all these cards, but you just cast all of your Rite of Flames, so it's a lot harder to cast these cards, especially because you have to pass the turn and hope your commander doesn't die again. And then it goes back to you, and now you have a big wad of cards that your commander is still in play, and you can start to do something with that involves generating more Rite of Flames, I guess. But you've already dumped all of the ones from last turn, which I don't like. I just don't like this card. I just don't like that card. I don't think I don't think it's an idea. This just really isn't a Storm commander. It doesn't feel like it's a Storm commander to me. It's a very strange deck. It really is. It feels like sometimes you win out of nowhere with just nothing. I never flung anything like Kiln Fiend or my commander or anything. If you have infinite looping Rite of Flames, this will just kill your opponent because it has trample. So you could just do whatever loop it is. If they have like 1,000 in play, you can loop 1,000 times. I mean, good luck doing that, but it could. Maybe the biggest pain point was just running out of cards. Wasn't that bad, but I did find myself in the back of my head thinking a few times, like, oh, if only I could make 1 or 2 take inventories just to draw into something. If the only thing you're doing is take inventory, you're in a position where you're probably losing, and I don't think take inventories a few times is going to undo that. Sometimes it can, but I don't think most of the times it will. Suppose having the option is better than not having the option, right? I don't believe Ruby Medallion is necessary, but it is basically mono red. You could just put it in here to discount things. It can't possibly be wrong. It doesn't discount Rite of Flames, though, but that's probably okay. But ideally, by the time Ruby Medallion is doing something significant, you've already displayed the ability to do that significant thing with just Rite of Flame spamming. Because if you're not doing that, then the Ruby Medallion is just simply a mana rock. Which, one could argue it's better than one of these mana rocks. It doesn't generate blue mana, which I think every single one of these did generate blue, which I would say is somewhat significant. Yeah, generating blue mana is still valuable. You still need blue for this, right? If you have a bunch of mountains and Ruby Medallion, you can't then cast your commander. You need a blue source. So I don't know. I mean, you could put it in, just slide it in somewhere. I don't know. But I don't think Ruby Medallion was necessary. I really don't. But yeah, you really want to ignore, at least I thought, you would like to ignore Rite of Flame in the graveyard. So, like, just don't interact with your own Rite of Flames when they're in the graveyard. Just because they're there doesn't mean you want to cast them out of the graveyard or anything. Which makes Bedlam Reveler a bit okay, as opposed to Treasure Cruise, which would exile the Rite of Flames, and you don't really want to do that. So, no Delve cards. I don't like Passive Flames. I don't like Mizzix Mastery. Galvanic Relay is weird. Ruby Medallion's okay. But this is still way more successful than I thought it would be. I had a positive record. I got to all 15 wins of the day, which I don't even know the last time I did that. It's been a minute, I feel. Maybe not. But, yeah, maybe if this just... if it had more consistent tutors. I actually ended up taking out Solve the Equation because there weren't a lot of things to go grab, instants and sorceries, that I felt like were good to get with that card. So I think I'm willing to add Gamble. Actually, you know what? I think I'm willing to add Gamble. There's definitely Gamble lines in here. I'm sure there's something that isn't just Past in Flames that is good with Gamble, that if it goes to the graveyard, you're not upset that you, like, cast Entomb instead of Demonic Tutor or whatever, but I don't know what those are. But it could be blue. If it's only a blue thing, you could reasonably put in a blue, I don't care if I discarded it or not, kind of card in this deck and not be upset. Like Commit to Memory. You could just full stop try Commit to Memory and have that maybe do something, right? Like you gamble for it, you lost it, it's now you have a memory, and if you needed cards, there you go, you have a memory. It's not impossible to cast that. You could go even more all in on this and take out Strangle, Shove Aside, Lightning Bolt, Flame Slash, Witness Protection, Unable to Scry. You could take these out and add more elementals, more random card draw. You could very reasonably add was it Memory Deluge? Whatever the 4 mana with flashback card is, look at the cards and put them. Chart the stars could go in here as well, chart the stars. You don't have a ton of lands, really. It's kind of just like a 1 land a turn kind of deck, but that's okay. Still just a cantrip that sees a fair amount of cards, right? And with Rite of Flames, you can pretty easily kick it, I would say. But these are blue cards, you know, so maybe avoid the, like, triple blue things, like Archmage's Charm. But I think Commit to Memory is reasonable. It is a double blue on the memory. I didn't struggle at all with getting some amount of blue in play every single game, especially with all the mana rocks tapping for blue. But yeah, the fact that I'm thinking about cards like this should just go to show that I don't think Ruby Medallion was like a huge like punt to not run it. I don't necessarily think Ruby Medallion is something this wants to do. This is one of those commanders I think people are going to get caught up trying to storm off, which is probably possible, you know, but trying to storm off instead of win with 15 Dark Rituals in the same turn, which I think is more of a thing with this commander. There are a lot of other commanders that can storm off blue-red a lot easier. Even the Otter Ral is probably a better way to go than this. Otter Ral doesn't have to play Universal Automaton, so that has to count for something. But it's cool to have Helm of the Host in decks where it isn't just for Godo. But yeah, I like this. Way better than the last one. Way better than the last one. So it's a bit opposite of the Goat Commander, where I think the second deck was... It was more fun, but I think the first one was a little bit better. This is just better through and through. It did everything I was trying to pull off. It had things going on that I didn't even realize it could do, so that's also a plus. And with Limitless Rekindling, I'm never going to pay attention to all the options this could make. I don't think it shows you. You could go and look. If this is your only win condition in a game, and you have infinite red, and you have to loop this enough times till you think it's lethal, good luck. You know, good luck. Hopefully your opponent concedes, because Limitless Rekindling for 25, you're both gonna be there for a while you sit there and read draft fillers. But who knows? It probably pulls you so far ahead that you could just grab whatever and maybe win with it. It is a funny card. It is a funny card, but there is like a more direct win with like the Storm Drake that like makes more of itself. It is a creature though, it's a little bit different. But with what is it? Cavalier, you could give all of those dragons haste. You would need both cards at the same time, but there you go. That's something to think about. But I liked it. Really cool deck. Can't go wrong with more mana rocks. Definitely. Can't go wrong. I don't know if Commit to Memory is the right thing, but it's here. Midnight Clock is also viable. You could just Rite of Flame spam it. All you need is just a blue source each time. But I don't know. Pretty cool. So let me know what you thought about it.